Hey guys, this is Justin.
And Joy.
And we've got another great episode in store for you today.
Life is full of seasons and changes.
And we just went through a big change in a new season. Can't wait for you guys to hear it. Make sure you guys tune in today.
It's real, raw, and uncut. Like there is no sugarcoating. We're real about it. If you're real people, message us. Ron Uncut.
What's up, everybody? This is Justin.
And Joy.
And we've got another great episode in store for you today on our Real, Raw, and Uncut podcast. I hope everybody's been doing great since the last episode. Do me a favor, if you're loving the show, go ahead and hit the subscribe button here on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. And if you're really loving the show, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review. We definitely appreciate hearing back from you guys on how you're enjoying the show. We also love hearing from you when you shoot us messages on social media or we see you out in public. We greatly appreciate all of you tuning in. Again, we've got a great episode in store for you today. But before we get into that, we do want to remind you that this episode is brought to you by our friends over at Nextdoor Lending. Nextdoor Lending is a team of professionals that believe everyone should be treated as if they lived next door. The founders and team members have more than 150 years of combined loan experience, helping clients all over the country choose the best loan program to help you accomplish your goals. Nextdoor Lending is currently licensed in over 26 states and has a team of over 100 loan officers specializing in helping you get the best rate and terms. And so whether you're looking to refinance your home or you're looking to purchase your next home, call our friends over at Nextdoor Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. We got an episode in store for you today, and we wanted to talk to you about an experience that we've recently had and a major change in our lives and a new season. A couple of weeks ago, what did we do, Joy?
So before I get into that, I just want to talk to the ladies really quick.
I'm going to
I just want to say that the Cheetah print is back, just for everybody to know. I may be behind on it. I'm seeing it everywhere at all the stores. Everybody's wearing the Cheetah pants, the Cheetah shirt, and I'm sure you're excited because you love Cheetah.
Well, I love the Cheetah, but not the dark Cheetah.
Oh my gosh, I failed again. Look at me.
This
is the only Cheetah I have. My other Cheetah is like not really appropriate to wear.
No, the Cheetah dress, the one that, no, that's appropriate. You wear that out in public.
Cheetah dress.
What would you do with it?
I don't even know. I have a Cheetah sweater that I got
you
rid
have
of
a
a while
Cheetah dress.
back. I used to love Cheetah, and then like I felt like it came out of style, but it's back in, ladies. Like it's everywhere.
But is it really back in though?
It is.
Because I haven't seen anybody else wear Cheetah besides you.
You don't even go anywhere other than the house. How would you know?
That is true.
And the sports and the football field. So no one's gonna wear Cheetah at the football field.
But I didn't know that Cheetah was back in.
It is back. You go. Remember we went to Zara and it was like everywhere.
No. Okay. When I'm in Zara,
well, anyways,
I
that's what I'm talking to the ladies because you wouldn't know. I'm gonna buy you a Cheetah sweater, Justin. You gonna wear it?
No, but I swear I'm looking right here. I think I have a picture of you wearing something else, Cheetah, but it wasn't that.
Well, anyways, Cheetah's back. So
are you a Cheetah girl then? Is that what is?
I do love Cheetah. I'm happy it's back.
But the Cheetah Girls used to be a thing, didn't it? Remember back in the day, the Cheetah Girls?
I forgot about them. That was a band. That was like
it was a girl band, right?
Yeah.
Didn't you take one of our? You took them to the.
That's going back.
That's way back. Heritage Park, right? Taylor. Remember they came and performed? Wasn't it the Cheetah Girls?
Yeah, it was. I forgot their names though. But yeah, you got a good memory.
Kind of.
Gosh.
Sometimes I do.
So this episode mainly is not about the cheetahs and the cheetah outfits and cheetah girls, but it is about, it's been almost a month now, right? Since we dropped our kids off at college.
Yes.
Kind of boring at home. Just kidding.
Well, no, Judah always keeps it alive.
Well, all I ever hear is football. It's like, I want to go to Target.
Yeah, you're actually outnumbered now. It's a guy's house.
Except for my dogs, and they sit there and watch football.
That's true. You have two.
And then they bark at the animals.
They do. I don't know. It's weird. They do. They do watch TV.
They do. I think most animals do. I think most dogs do.
But yeah, so we had Tiara on the show probably 2 months ago, right? Leading up to leaving, right? We had her to talk about, her experience and, graduating high school and then heading off to college. And then we recently had Emilio on the show, which was on his 21st birthday, and he went to college. And so, last month we
moved him in.
Took our kids.
We went to Justin's favorite state in the U.S., Phoenix, because it's 110
Phoenix is not
degrees.
a state. Phoenix is a city.
Well, whatever, Arizona.
And it's definitely
Sorry.
not my favorite. She's joking.
I'm joking because it was so hot. I loved it, and he was hiding.
It was
He,
110 degrees. There's
Every
nothing
day,
fun about
the conversation was, "Oh my gosh, it's 105. What do people do around here? It's 112."
It was way too hot.
But it was only hot like
From 11 a.m. to at
like
least like
7 p.m.
maybe 6, where the sun is just beating directly on you and you feel like you're melting. Yeah.
But there's no humidity.
Right, but that's still really hot.
It was hot. I loved it. It was nice. I
It
was
was
at the
beautiful
pool
in the morning. Well,
like,
it was beautiful in the morning. So when
8,
you wake
9,
up,
10.
it's like
Yeah.
80, 90, but it doesn't feel like it because the humidity's not there. But then as soon as that sun comes out and it's overhead, you're done. Like I didn't even want to get out of the car.
I mean, it was too hot for me to lay out at the pool. Like Tia and I laid out one day and it was like early morning because you do have to like kind of hide after 1 p.m.
But
then
what's
you have
cool
some
though
people
about
at
the heat
pool.
is,
Melting.
and it's different than humidity, is you could be in the shade and it's 100 and something degrees and it's you don't feel like it's 100. It's only when you're in the direct sun. Whereas in the humidity, it could be 75 and 100% humid and you can't hide from it. Like it's horrible. You can.
I felt like that whole week Justin was the weatherman. Like every day, twice a day, 110, world record, 120. Oh my gosh, we can't go nowhere.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It was the best. We were there for 7 days. We moved the kids in, and actually, we wanted to talk about moving kids into college
and
out
really,
of state,
and really
how that
having
kinda-
kids leave too. You know, because it's going to happen to everybody that has kids. That are young.
Yeah, unless they stay in state.
Well, even if they stay in state, there's going to come a period in time where your kids are going to leave your house.
Right, of course.
Obviously, you want them to at some
Yeah, it
point,
means they're
but it's
self-sufficient.
it's definitely a big adjustment and it's a big change.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it was a fun week moving them in. Actually, I prepared ahead of time, like because it was across the country. It was like they flew out there. They were able to take 2 large luggages. Southwest Airlines allows that, and they packed all their clothes and their shoes and the luggages and everything else. We ordered from like Amazon or Target, and
we had it delivered
to my cousin's house, and we just picked it up. It was like 45 minutes away.
Yep.
But that was like the way to do it.
Yeah. And we moved them into Grand Canyon University, which Joy and Tierra went out to GCU about a year and a half ago. Well, it was actually
11th grade
not this year,
so
but it was last year. And it was during the Super Bowl, right? So it was a year ago, the last Super Bowl.
February.
It's almost 2 years ago. And I didn't get a chance to go. They were just visiting because Tierra was kind of on her visiting tour of colleges. And when she went there, both Joy and Tierra came back and said it was a really awesome college and it was a really awesome campus and a really awesome experience in a great area. And it's a Christian school. So those were some definite, bonuses. And then Emilio and Tierra flew back out there last year for the experience weekend, which I think is pretty cool, especially
Discover Weekend.
Discover Weekend. And if you have kids who are, in high school and they're going to be going to college and they want to go to a really awesome Christian school, have them go visit GCU, which is free. They have a Discovery Weekend where they fly your kids out and pay for your kids. They pay for the flight, they put them in a dorm, and they pay for their food. They basically take care of everything for the weekend. And I remember when Emilio and Tierra went out there together, Tierra had already been there. Emilio just went because it was free. Because
he wanted to go to the sun.
He just wanted to go for a trip.
He wanted to check it out. He's like, you never know.
And then when he went, he fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And all I heard for a year was how awesome this campus was. And I was the only one that hadn't been there yet. So it was my first time going. So I didn't know what to expect. And when we got there,
I don't even know if you enjoyed it because you were so hot all the time.
No, it was definitely really hot. But when we got there, I loved it. I thought it was, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And they actually have been rated the 7th nicest campus in the country.
It's beautiful in there.
It's phenomenal. And to hear the story of what they've done, they're like in the inner city of Phoenix. Their campus is amazing, and they're surrounded by the hood and the ghetto. I mean, it's really rough.
And that's true. It's really true. And even when Tierra and I went to go visit the school in February during the Super Bowl, when we drove outside of it, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not sending her here. This is rough. Like I thought Detroit was rough. Like it was rough.
Well, Detroit's definitely rougher than Phoenix.
Well, certain parts. But when we went there to move them in and drove around, they've done so much around that whole neighborhood. It almost looked like a totally different area.
Well, one of the things the president said during our, it was like in our orientation where the parents kind of went into the arena and heard the president share and everybody else in the faculty share. And what he said is back in I think it was in the early 2000s or maybe mid 2000s, like 2010 or something, they were challenged to potentially, before they did all of this big upgrade and stuff on the campus, maybe it was 2005, 6, is to look at maybe going to Scottsdale or Southern California or a nicer area, to be in more of a nicer area. And they decided to stay because a part of their mission is to impact the community around them. And they're doing it. Like, I think they said 50% of their staff is from the local neighborhood. They have tutoring for kids. They are, creating jobs. They're making a huge impact in that surrounding community. And again, for a year and a half later, Joy, you said it. It looked totally different.
Way different. Just the outskirts of like how much cleanup, how much they've done to fix houses up. I mean,
it's awesome. And so, sending your kids to a great school like that, that's really not only about having a great education, but teaching your kids how to make an impact in the world. And it's a Christian school, which to me, like when I was walking around that campus, I'm like sad because we're getting ready to move not one, but two of our kids to this college, but very encouraged because, when you raise your kids and you prepare them for that next season or that next step in life, you want it to be like that, right? Like both Emilio and Tiara love the Lord. They both have a relationship with Jesus. They have their own faith, and they're committed not just to kind of wearing that as a name tag, but living that out and want to be used by God to make an impact. And Tiara especially, and even Emilio's talked about it, but Tiara is already looking into ways where she can volunteer and help, make an impact in that community. And so I think it was kind of tough, for me as a dad. I've been really trying to be strong, myself, just like, we're going to move them and I know it's going to be hard. But I think when I got there, and it became a reality, especially we got there on the Tuesday, and then on the Wednesday, we moved them into their dorms, and then they both stayed at the dorm that night, and we stayed until Labor Day. So we were there, a whole week. And I knew that it was affecting me emotionally because they weren't coming home with us.
Right. Tiara came back for like a day or two. Like,
no, but I mean, they weren't coming home to Michigan.
Yeah. That's true. It was a little rough, like when we got back. Yeah. But I will just piggyback off of the week that we were moving them in, if you don't mind. I don't know if you were getting ready to go deep or not.
You mean the hot week? Where it was like really hot? Yeah.
So we fly in, and like all I hear from the parents is, book the earliest time because once that sun is out, it's hot. So here's Emilio, like, doing the best thing ever. He's like, hey, my move-in time is 6 a.m. I'm like, oh, great. That's perfect. Like, there's no sun. Dad's not going to melt. It's like, it's all going to be great. Well, the move-in day was Wednesday. And apparently, the first move-in date was that Monday. So Monday, kids have been moving in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think Thursday was the last
Wednesday
day.
Was the last day, I think.
I don't know. So here's us, like, excited. We're like, yes, we're at 6 o'clock. Really, our bodies felt like it was 9. And like, we had gotten all this stuff from my cousins and we were ready to go. And then we go, we take Emilio first because Tiara's like, no, I'll stay back with Judah. There's no need for us to get up at 6 and help him move. He's a man, whatever. You guys can go with him. Perfect. We get there, 6 a.m. moving Emilio in was not the best idea because for one, those buildings are nice and cold in there. But for two, all the students that moved in Monday and Tuesday, they're sleeping. Nobody wants to be bothered at 6 in the morning.
We walk into Emilio's dorm and all we see is these bare feet hanging out of this like sleeping bag.
I felt horrible.
Yeah, and we're like moving this stuff in and all we smell is these stinky little feet hanging out of the thing.
We're like trying to be quiet. We're just like throwing stuff here and there. I'm like, we'll have to come back and finish it like later because it was, 6:30, 6:40 people, and these college students are sleeping. They just had, actually the night before they had a silent disco till late. Yeah. So they were probably like, who is this horrible roommate coming in at 6?
Well, that was they chose to move.
We didn't know that was a lesson learned. Don't move your kid in that early.
Well, no, you can. They're allowed. It's 6 a.m. was the first move in, and Emilio wanted to get in first.
Yeah.
And then we moved in here, I think it was at 10. So we had a gap of time. Mm-hmm. But it was interesting because, I didn't go to college and that was something that I always wanted to do, then made a bunch of bad decisions and kind of went off track. But it made me kind of like, what was I feeling? I wasn't
Like you
I
were
was
ready
like,
to sign up and stay there?
no, I was feeling like, dang, I really missed out on this amazing experience. Cause it's like, this is such an awesome campus. People
Like,
are
let's go
riding
back to school,
scooters
Justin.
everywhere. People are going swimming and hanging out.
Yeah,
There's
they're all at the pool.
Chick-fil-A. There's like all these restaurants on
The
campus.
best
I'm like,
campus.
man, I would have loved this.
I don't know.
And so, but it felt really good to, know that we have worked hard to move them into, college. And so, for those that are one day gonna, and I'll say this because we want to talk about, how to be prepared and ready to move your kids is, because I remember when we met with Pastor Art and Sherry, this was probably, 15 years ago, 14 years ago. I remember we were at,
I don't remember that.
yeah, we were at, what's that one?
Red Olive?
No, what's the one restaurant? P.F. Chang's by Fairlane
I do
Mall.
remember that. That was.
And I remember them telling us
that from that far
how
away.
hard it was for them because they had just had their kids move out and kind of get married and move on to the next, level in life. And I'm like, and I remember how hard it was for them, but yet it was a part of the next season for them. And I'm like, dang, that's going to be tough. And then boom, it happened right to us. And it was tough, and we still have Judah, right? We have an 11-year-old at home, but I think that the way that you prepare,
I don't know if you can. I don't know if there's really a way to prepare.
well, I think you live in the moment, and you do your best to make sure that you're present and that you're really pouring into your kids because once they leave, they're gone. Yes, they'll come back home for breaks and stuff, but like it's over, right? The K through 12 is done.
K through 12th is done.
And
But adult kids are fun.
Well, I mean, they are fun, but I think it's just being ready for that next phase and that next season. And I think that you just do your best. I mean, that's all you can do. And I think, for me, when your kids are moving, I think there's things that you kind of go through. Like, did I teach them everything that they needed to know? Did I do a good job? What could I have done different? You think about I think too, a lot of times like the negative stuff, like, oh man, I missed this, or I didn't do this, or I should have been more this or that. And you really can't do that because I think you can, really beat yourself up.
No, yeah.
But I think, just doing your best, right, to prepare them for that next season. And when they're adults, which Tiara and Emilio both are, you have to trust not only that you gave them what they needed to survive in the real world, but more importantly, especially if you're a Christian, you trust the Lord.
Right.
And that God's got them,
Yeah.
And,
nothing makes the parents, us more happy and excited for them when they're excited to be somewhere. Like they weren't anxious. They weren't like crying. We all cried at the end, but like they were so excited and ready. It was like, oh, we did good. We did good.
Yeah. And that makes, I think, it better. But I know we all flew separate too, which was, I don't know why Joy did this, but she booked Emilio and Tiara
on Southwest because free baggage.
But way early on.
Yeah,
I don't know why she didn't book us all to fly together. So then she goes and she books her and Judah, and then she comes to me and says, "Oh, you got to book your flight to go to Phoenix."
Because I didn't know what was happening. Well, why I booked it last in the springtime, like early spring, because we had credits that were expiring. So I'm like, we've got to book that before they expire. So, as a my brain, I'm like, well,
yeah.
So I booked Judah and then I knew I had to book Tiara and Emilio on Southwest for the free luggages, which still was not free because they were like overweight.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I figured with Justin's schedule, he'll book his flight, when whatever works best for him.
Yep.
That's
so
why I do that.
we all fly 3 different flights to go to Phoenix, and I actually got
around
there
the same
first.
time though.
No, not me.
Well, we flew the same time, but we got
left
there
the
different
same time, and I got there first. You guys had layovers. I didn't, so that was the good thing because I don't like layovers. But on the way home, flying home, I was by myself, and I cried the whole flight home. Literally,
it was horrible.
I did because
looking at photos and
at
videos,
least you were with Judah and you had Judah with you, but Tiara and Emilio are gone. I'm sitting here, next to this stranger that I don't even know who they are, and I just feel.
Did you lay on his shoulder?
No.
Can you console me?
But I just felt lonely.
Oh,
yeah, because it was hard. And even when we got home, right? Even when we got home, having the kids' cars in the driveway.
Yeah.
And then so then I'm home by myself. So I'm going home alone, and I'm like, why'd you do this to me, Joy? Like, you should have booked me on the same flight. At least we could have came home together. But, at home, it was like, I went in their rooms and sat on their bed and cried some more.
You did? That's horrible. I would never have done that first coming back.
I did. It was hard for
okay. Everybody has their own way of dealing with it.
It wasn't going to be hard for me initially, but it hit me after the fact.
Okay.
But then after 2 days, I was good.
Well, I came home and I'm like, book my next flight out. That got me excited. I was fine. It kind of kicked us in the butt for like a week. I mean, now we're in a routine. Yeah. Like it's okay. Now it's gotten better.
We've got Judah and he keeps us busy.
I FaceTime them every day. Well,
speaking of FaceTime.
I think you FaceTime too much, Justin.
Yeah, look at this. So I have always been an Android user. So I've got my Android here, and Joy and the kids, and even all our agents at our office, everybody I know has an iPhone.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Always has to be different.
Besides me. Mm-hmm. And I mentioned this, I think, on a previous episode, that when we were at the ranch, Tier and I were at the ranch, I really felt like God told me to go get an iPhone so that I could FaceTime them while they're gone and be able to see them. And the first time I used FaceTime, I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Isn't it?
And it's the only thing I use on the iPhone. I don't use any of the apps. I haven't downloaded my email.
Everything is still in there. That's mine, because that's my old phone.
Her old phone. All I do is FaceTime. And I literally FaceTime my kids 5 or 6 times a day, and they never answer.
They don't answer because he calls me at the worst time. Normally I text them, hey guys, what are you doing? How are you? And then anybody available for a chat or whatever, Tia right away will FaceTime me because she's up doing.
And I do. I mean, the times that they have answered, it's just good to see them.
Yeah,
so it feels like you're, connecting with them more than just on the phone. Mm-hmm. But it is a big adjustment. And so for those of you guys that have kids that eventually will go off to college, just live in the moment, because that time's going to come. Moment.
And if they have iPhone, get an iPhone.
If they have an iPhone, get an iPhone?
Yeah, as a parent.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's listening that pretty much has an iPhone.
Sorry, you were getting pretty deep. I don't want to get too deep.
Yeah, no, and that's it. I think we just wanted to talk about that experience, because a lot of you have been following that experience, especially if you've been listening to our podcast. Mm-hmm. And now we're on to the next one, Judah Ford, and he's keeping us busy. He just started 6th grade.
He's the busiest out of all my kids.
He plays football.
I'm exhausted already.
He's got me working out with him 3 times a week. He's like, Dad, let's work out together. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we get up in the morning before he goes to school and we work out.
He's healthy. He's a healthy eater. He's
Straight
not a
A's.
sweet guy. Oh, I just want to say another thing too. Having Judah and Justin home, like any mom who's got a daughter at home, like there's no more sweets. There's no more brownie making, cookie making, cake making. Like Cupcakes. It doesn't happen, because normally my daughters are like, hey, let's make brownies, or hey, let's do this, or hey, let's make, go get ice cream. I think I lost 10 pounds because it's been gone.
Just because she's been gone, yeah.
But I did go to the cider mill and get a donut. I got some donuts and I got a caramel apple.
You didn't get a donut. You got a whole bag of donuts.
I got a half a dozen.
There's a lot of donuts in that bag.
I only had one. How many have you had?
One.
I saw you last night eating them.
Oh, yeah. I don't normally eat donuts, but those are good.
I caught you.
She got me.
They are good. It's the season for
really
it.
Good. Yeah, it is.
The cider and the donuts.
Yeah. But that's it. I mean, it's,
we're maneuvering around along.
It's a new season. Mm-hmm. It's a new season. And again, we've never had just one kid at home, because when we met, you had Emilio, I had Angelina. So we started with 2. I had Tiara right away.
I would never just want to have one kid, though.
Everybody starts with just one kid, though. I
know, but then they go on and have a couple more. I mean, there's people that have just one kid.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're living great lives. And I'm enjoying it with Judah, but I would never just want to stop at one.
Well, you wouldn't know.
I know, that's
you've had
true.
4.
I know.
Yeah.
So I will also say a big thing that's changed at home is our eating. Like, I literally came home, my mindset was, I'm getting these meals. Every Monday I go and pick up the meals for the week. It's for me, Justin, and Judah. It does 2 things. So 1, it keeps us on budget. And for 2, it's like portion control, and it's healthy. And so having a family of 5 at home, it was different. I could make a big pot of spaghetti and it gets eaten within 2 days, probably. Well, I can't do that anymore. And I don't know how to make small portions, because I've never been the one to make small portions. I make big portions because we had 6 people in our family at one point.
When we got home, right after we got home, she made this big, huge thing of spaghetti.
I forgot.
And I look at her and I'm like, who's going to eat all that? And then she started crying.
I did. It was horrible. I was like, oh my gosh, take it to the office.
She's like, I forgot Emilio's not here, because Emilio would always eat all. Joy could make spaghetti every day, and Emilio would eat it.
For 3 days.
And he would eat it.
Yeah,
he would eat it. And so
we changed it up.
Yep. So now we're adjusting, though, and I don't even miss him anymore. I'm just kidding. I miss them.
You miss them.
But I don't
but you're not stuck in
I don't feel the void anymore. No, now I'm excited for them. Now I feel like, you know what? We're going to see them. You're going out there next month. I'm going out there in about a month and a half, and then they'll be home for Thanksgiving,
and then
Christmas, and then obviously next summer. And so,
well, there's different breaks, and then if it makes sense financially for one of them to come home, and they want to come home for the weekend, we just do that, and we just figure it out.
I mean, it's just, again, life is full of different seasons and adjustments, and I think we all want everything to, let's say, be the same always, but it's never the same.
No,
life
never.
changes. People are going to move. Your kids are going to move. People are going to die. People are going to leave where you work. There's just adjustments, and life is full of adjustments. And I think that this is why it's so important to live in the moment and really enjoy the moment, because it's not always going to be that way. Just like Michigan football, we went to that Texas game a couple of weeks ago.
There's been a lot of changes since we got back.
And it's been, I'm serious. I had a little depression.
I know he did for like a week. I'm like, get out of it. It's not the same team. Why are you expecting them to be the same team? It's not.
I've been a diehard Michigan fan for more than 20 since I was a kid. But I've been going to games for over 20 years. And this last 3-year run was great. If you're a Michigan fan, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not a Michigan fan, you're probably happy that we're not where we were last year. But nothing stays the same.
Nothing
Even going to that
change.
game, I'm like, dang, I miss the way things were. But you know what?
We're still
on to
enjoying,
the next one.
Yeah, we went to
the
game. We still
new
enjoyed
season,
it. I mean, it was
new team, and it is what it is. That's life. That's sports. That's how things are done.
And the Lions won though.
Go Lions!
Yeah, so they've been
the
doing
best. Great. Yeah.
So on to the next.
That's it.
Changes and moving forward with changes.
Yep. So embrace the change, enjoy life, and live in the moment. Mm-hmm. You're still beautiful.
Well, I wasn't before.
I'm just saying that hasn't changed.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I'm living in the moment right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You like my
Cheetah girl.
But that's not the color you like.
No, it's not. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Justin and Joy Ford Real Run Uncut version of our podcast. We share these things because this is us being real and raw, right? There's a lot of things that we experience and go through in life, just like you do as well. And we always want to share those with you. So hopefully it encourages you or motivates you or helps you in some way, shape, or form. Feel free to reach out to us anytime you want. You can find Joy or myself on Instagram or on Facebook or social media. You can obviously subscribe to the podcast here on your favorite podcast platform or YouTube. And you can always shoot us an email, Justin and Joy Justin at justinfordteam.com, Joy at justinfordteam.com. If there's anything we can ever do, not just from an encouragement standpoint, but even from a real estate standpoint, if we can ever help you buy or sell a home or you have any questions, feel free to reach out anytime. Before we wrap up today's episode, we do want to remind you that this was brought to you by our friends over at Nextdoor Lending. Nextdoor Lending is not just a sponsor of our show. This is actually who we refer all of our buyers over to when it comes to wanting to purchase a home. Nextdoor Lending has a perfect 5-star rating. They have over 1,000 5-star reviews, A+ Better Business Bureau rating on the Better Business Bureau. And if you currently right now are looking to purchase a home, rates have recently come down, and you want to purchase a home, call our friends over at Nextdoor Lending and get pre-approved. If you are looking to refinance your home because you're looking to get a better rate, call my friends over at Nextdoor Lending. And if you are a real estate agent looking to partner with a great mortgage lender, call our friends over at Nextdoor Lending today at 888-885-3667 or visit their website at nextdoorlending.com. 2 things that we always like to leave you with. Number 1, it's not how you start. What matters is how you finish. And number 2, with God, all things are possible. God bless you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.